You're feeling a little burned out. You want to rekindle that passion for your podcast. You might want to start by asking why.
The School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
Hey, I'm Dave Jackson from the School of Podcasting.com, where I help you plan, launch, grow, and monetize your podcast. And on episode 913, I'll have a link to that below, we were talking about a strategy called the 5 Whys. And I didn't invent this. I believe it was Toyota back in the 70s came up with this thing where if you just keep asking why, you end up identifying the root of the problem. So we're going to take this to podcasting, but let's use an easy one. Let's say I want to lose weight. I'm like, well, why am I not losing weight? Well, because you're eating poorly. Well, why are you eating poorly? Because I don't like to cook. Well, why don't you like to cook? Well, because I'm in a hurry, Dave. Well, why are you in a hurry? Because I don't have enough time. I got to record my podcast. Well, why don't you have enough time? Because I'm watching Friends reruns. Pivot. Yeah, we need to see that again. So now let's apply that to a podcast. Like, why isn't my podcast growing? Well, okay, why isn't it? Because my audience isn't sharing it. I ask them to share it all the time, but they're not. Well, why aren't they sharing it then? I guess it's not resonating with them. Okay, well, why isn't it resonating with your audience? I guess I'm not giving them what they want. Well, why aren't you giving them what they want? Because I don't know what they want. All right, well, why don't you know what they want? Because I'm having a hard time finding them. Why? Go find your audience. Well, I'm busy watching Friends reruns. You see how this kind of works? And another thing you can do is I do a show every Saturday called Ask the Podcast Coach. So, Dave, why do you do that show? Well, one, I want to offer free podcast consulting to those who can't afford it. And then the other one is I am playing with crowdfunding over there. Right now I'm using Patreon. If I started that today, I would probably use Supercast, and I'm kind of growing a community over there. So, okay, well, Dave, why are you doing crowdfunding? Well, number one, I like to play with it, but also I'm taking that money and I'm fixing up the house I live in. I actually moved back into the house I grew up in. This used to be my parents' bedroom. And so I'm trying to fix that up. Okay, well, Dave, why are you fixing up the house? Well, I guess to honor my mom, because my dad and my sister lived here for a few years and they just let the place go. And it was a wreck. Like when I would walk into the kitchen, I could kind of look like this and see into the basement. Yeah, so the first thing was a kitchen floor, things like that. So I'm trying to honor my mom. So now anytime if I'm doing something with Ask the Podcast Coach and I'm like, rah, 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 we know how sometimes we get down on that. I think about, no, let's do this so I can fix up the house for mom. So whatever your motivation is, sometimes all of a sudden you go, oh, really, that's why I'm doing this. And this is why it's fun. And this is why I enjoy doing it. Sometimes asking the 5 whys can help you rekindle your passion. Now, if you want to learn more about this, go to schoolofpodcasting.com/913. I got a link to it there under there. And speaking of pointing at stuff, down over here, yeah, we got the subscribe button. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, smash the bell, or if you just would like to lightly tap on it, that will work as well. And you'll be notified the next time I have a video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.